So what we got here is a Toyota 7FDU 35. Customer complaint is that it is intermittently going in reverse. So sometimes it would go in reverse and sometimes it wouldn't. And even if they go on reverse and it's driving, it would just cut out, not the engine, but it would just coast. The first thing we're gonna check is, do I have any power going into my directional solenoid? So this is the directional solenoid, and you have 4 wires going into it. 2 are going to be for the forward and the other 2 are going to be for the reverse. This system always has a negative, and it is the positive that's being supplied from your directional lever here, right? And it goes, supplies positive to the solenoids. So since we know that this truck is moving in forward and only intermittent in reverse, we are going to check for the forward first just to get some baseline measurements. So we can do that next. So on this, I know that the top 2, the blue wire and the white, the top is going to be for the forward and the bottom ones are going to be for the reverse. So we're going to check the top for the forward first, get our reference values, and then we're going to check for the bottom one, which is for the reverse. Okay, so right now I got a needle probe hooked up to the blue wire with the white tracer. I know that's the positive supply for the forward. So and then I got my negative to the battery. Okay, let's check it. Key on, and then we going forward, directional. Okay, 10.7. I know the battery's kind of low. All I'm looking for right now is a signal. So 10 volts and goes down to 0. Then we're gonna check for the other side next. Okay, hooked up to the bottom side now, which is supposed to be for the reverse. Okay, 0. That's it. Okay, so we have a high resistance leading, because we have a voltage drop, 10 volts on the forward, but I can only see 1.3 something. All right, going here. So this tells me that I have a high resistance, either from the wiring, a connector, whatever, because this is an outside truck. It might be corrosion in a connector somewhere, or it might be here on the lever itself, on the switch assembly. So because I don't know where it leads, next thing we're going to check is the lever. We're going to open this up, look at the connections here on the connector. We're going to test it there and see if we got full voltage coming out of the switch assembly. And if we do, then I'm going to have to look at the connectors leading up to the solenoid. Okay, so we're hooked up to the wire from the directional assembly, and we're already a key on. Let me put it in reverse. Alright, so it's not going to be the wire, I know that, because we are getting the same reading at the connector and the switch assembly, the same reading from the switch assembly and into that wiring for the solenoid. So it's not going to be a wire, a corrosion in a connector somewhere within the wire. We are going to test the directional assembly next. So we've taken it out. This is the old switch assembly. So I got my red lead for ignition 1, which is the supply, and then the black lead is going to be on pin number 1, which is supposed to go to the solenoid. Alright, so right now it's at neutral. I have this on set on the beeper function. Try this. Alright, so we are showing continuity. On the reverse or on the forward. Alright, we put it back in again. Continuity, right? But see how moving it around increases the resistance of it. So it was at 3 ohms, but now it's at 24, 60, almost, right? That is just by moving it around. And that's why this is intermittent. So I never really want to trust the beeper function, because even if I move it around, it still beeps, right? Even though you see it coming up to like 40 something, but the resistance reading tells a different story. More so if this was loaded, when there is current passing through to power up that solenoid, then you would see a bigger voltage drop. That's why I really want to do testing always loaded. Alright, so it's time to replace this one and we'll see what happens. Alright, now we got it started. Alright, let's go in reverse. Let's see if it works. Okay, moving reverse. Test it out. Forward. Okay. Reverse, forward. Okay, so we're good with this one. I'm gonna bring it back to the customer and we can call this one a fix.